It's 24 minutes past 9. You listen to RTRFM 92.1. The Sound Alternative. Pete Lancaster with you for the next hour and a half or so. And just in the middle of last year, something pretty awesome happened, I have to say. Legendary Perth hardcore punk band RUPTURE released their first brand new material in 24 years. And many people loved them, many people hated them. Whether you loved or hated them back in the day, there's no doubting the significance of this event. And if you maybe a little bit too young to remember them, then now's a good chance to get a bit of an overview of what happened all those years ago. So after the sad passing of vocalist Gus Chambers in 2001, it seemed like everything RUPTURE came to a dead halt and was destined to be consigned to history. But there have been some merch and audio releases in recent times leading up to this point, culminating with the release of a brand new album entitled Desperate Fucking Losers in August last year. With a revamped lineup, the revamped lineup consists of long-time original member Stumbles on guitars, original drummer DAVROS, and ex-Impact Winter vocalist Greg on vocals. Now, two of the members of the lineup are located in Melbourne, and all three work funny hours. So we've kind of pre-recorded separate interview segments and collated them all into what you're about to hear. However, DAVROS, who is based in WA, has been able to join us tonight. DAVROS, welcome up.
Hey,
how you doing,
everybody?
So it did take a bit of doing to get this all together, pull this all together. We thought, okay, can we do a live pre-recorded interview? But everyone working different hours and stuff.
Mm.
Yeah.
Good on you, Pete.
Yeah. So you can we will play all of the pre-records that we recorded because I want to. It's captured the what everybody was thinking at the time, but you'll get the opportunity to maybe summarize, throw in some extras.
Not too much,
Not too much.
The guys are not here, so
no. We there you go. They're open.
Yeah.
They're open targets. So now this new album would have come out of the blue for probably a lot of people.
Yeah.
So we actually started by asking each member of the new lineup how it came all together behind the scenes. And just to general language warning for this segment. There's a bit of foul language. If you don't like foul language, you probably shouldn't be listening to Critical Mass anyway. But this is what the guys had to say about how the band came together and how the new album came together.
Well, me and Derek have been in touch since day one, really. And he, I don't know, he sort of reached out to me and went, "Hey, Mezzo Fezzo, let's do some new RUPTURE." And I was like, "Oh, are you kidding me? Oh, fuck that." But then I thought about it, and I went, "You know what? Fuck yeah. Fuck the fans. RUPTURE fans." I understood that people won't like it because Gus isn't the singer anymore. Who cares about the RUPTURE fans? RUPTURE fans have such a fucking... They think they own us. Oh, you can't do that. You can't do that. You got to do this. We do whatever we fucking want. And the thing is, like when Gus, back in the early days when Gus was singing and stuff, like early RUPTURE days, the whole point was, fuck the fans. We're doing it for us, not the crowd. We're not a fucking crowd-pleasing band. We're doing it purely for us, ourselves. So I thought, when Derek suggested this, I was going like, okay, yeah, fuck yeah. Now, Derek reached out to Zombo as well, and Zombo was going, I think he had the same reaction as me, like sort of laughing, and then, all right, why not? Fuck it. So it took a while, but we started making music, and Zombo pulled out. Fair enough. Yeah, he's got his other bands and shit. That's fine. I don't care. It's a pity, but it doesn't matter. And so we were making music. Then it was like, well, who's going to sing this? Derek had a few ideas over there in Perth, but I've got a mate here. Like, he lives not far from me, actually, out here in northeastern suburbs of Melbourne. Woo, Bundoora, yeah. Greg, the singer from Impact Winter, lives not far, and I reached out to him about this, and he was like, "Yeah, fuck yeah, let's do it." So yeah, I guess that's how it started. Yeah.
I've been friends with Stumbles for a long time now. He recorded the Impact Winter Destroy the World CD back in the 90s. We even live pretty near each other in Melbourne today. So Stumbles told me he and Derek had some music that needed vocals and asked if I was interested. And of course I was. Why? Well, when Impact Winter started, we actually got a lot of hate in Perth. There were people really opposed to the notion of black metal. It wouldn't even make sense to people today, but somehow we were controversial before we even started playing gigs. Rupture were all the things Impact Winter intended to be. A band that made no excuses, didn't care about scenes, trends or popularity, didn't want to be liked or accepted. They just did their fucking thing, no matter what it cost them, and they supported us from the get-go.
So me and Stumbles, the founding members of Rupture, along with Zombo and Gus, it was pretty natural for us to come up with the new stuff. I wanted to sound like the old record, like the first record from 1990, and yeah, I think we achieved that pretty well if you compare those two together. Of course, Gus passed away, so we had to find a vocalist who would sound pretty similar or better, and Greg did excellent job. I think big factor is that his black metal background, which was a big 10 points, convinced me to have him on board. So I think that that was all cool. So this is a 3-piece. As you know, Zombo declined to be on the record due to his issues with Rupture, and that's what it sounds. Sounds pretty tough, pretty brutal. I'm surprised myself after 35 years doing blast beats. It sounds like the first record. Very cool.
Yeah, some pretty amazing insights there from the band. The new lineup we heard from Stumbles, the guitarist, and then Greg, vocalist, and finally Davros on drums. And anything to add to that? Dev?
Well, it's all true, we all sort of share the hate, we've been faced with all the bands we played in, like including Dying Kings. I got some feedback as well, so it's so good, so the new album, it's great.
Is it how difficult was it to have like two of the members in Melbourne and tracking the tracks? Did it all come together all right, even though you sort of
we've been talking about this for so many years with Stumbles, like, yeah, man, we should do something together, and I had to pull my finger out and just send some tracks, some ideas, and we were playing around with it and go, and we were sending tracks back and forward, and just adjusting things, cutting things out and whatever, just to make it better. We wanted to sound this record to be like the first demo, the Mass Slaughter Permit, and the split belching beat in Rupture, because we wanted to sound like where we left off, 1992, the last album I was on, and just continuation with that, I mean that's what I wanted, and I think it came out pretty cool.
The proof is in the pudding, so let's listen to a couple of tracks off it. What do you reckon? Well, if you can put some maybe from the first album or we'll get to that. But,
okay. Compare it.
I'm going to play a couple of tracks off Desperate Fucking Losers now.
Yeah, go for it.
You're listening to Critical Mass on RTRFM 92.1.
I July, we bring you Jazz Supreme as we celebrate some of the city's best jazz musos at Lyrics Underground, Friday, July 3. Catch sets from 3 of the state's youngest stars, Paradolia, the Valentina Macias Trio, and the Zoe Boyd Quintet. Plus the virtuoso keyboard playing of the Hannah Kim Trio and the soaring vocals of Laura Eggleston. Tickets on sale from the website. Space is limited with no reserved seating. Jazz Supreme, Friday, July 3 at Lyrics Underground. Brought to you by your home of WA Jazz, RTRFM.
Yeah, that's pretty intense stuff from Rupture there, from their album from last year, Desperate Fucking Losers. And the track that we just heard was, what did we just hear? That was, that one was Too Old to Die Young.
Yep.
And the one before that, All My Problems Are Made of Meat. That was the last track on the album. Yeah.
My favorite.
pretty intense.
Yeah. Pretty full on.
And I think we were talking before, but the guitars on this album seem to be the same sort of intensity, the same sort of stuff as what was on some of the later Rupture albums in the late 90s.
Well, someone said this to me, like, the new Rupture, the new album sounds like Rupture haven't sounded like that for a long time.
Yeah.
You know? So I was actually stunned by it. Like, yeah, cool. That's a good comment.
It's a definite mishmash of different styles.
Yeah.
And it's you can see that there's different influences from before, but the intensity's still there. We'll just we mentioned before Gus's passing.
Yeah.
In 2001, and that seemed to bring everything to a dead halt. However, there's been some flying of the flag in recent times, particularly with yourself and long-time former bassist Zombo teaming up for some merch and some vinyl releases.
Yeah.
So we asked yourself and Stumbles whether there was ever any talk of continuing in some form or another after everything ground to a halt, how the momentum has built up to this point, and also how Rupture's managed to stay in front of mind for a lot of people after all these years, 20, 24, 25 years. So let's hear from the guys now. And another warning about language throughout this interview segment. Language warning. Switch over if you... Yeah, but here we go.
When Gus died, when Andrew died, Sheeny, Gus, it was the end. But Rupture actually ended before he died. No one probably knows this, but it was at the end before he died. People think, well, he died, Rupture ended. No, Rupture ended before he died. Not long before, but yeah, it all caved in on itself, and it was fucking a pile of shit. And there was punching in the heads going on. Fucking, it was chaos. It was absolute rubbish. And I quit. Zombo quit. What's to say? What was the question again? So anyway, he died. Yeah. So Rupture was completely finished. Since then, I mean, he died on a recording that hadn't been released. So there was that still had to come out, and then over the years, people go, well, let's fucking re-release this and that. Okay, go for it. Give me some copies. Like, make sure we fucking get a copy. I prefer money, but yeah, in punk world, you just get a few copies. So yeah, it was never an idea to continue it with it. Like me and Zombo did a bit here and there, like doing some music together. We're all doing music. We never stopped. I think Derek, me, we're all still actively doing music. Zombo's doing his own things. Yeah, so me and Derek sort of pulled it together to do new Rupture stuff, and of course we need a singer. And Greg would seem the obvious person to me. Yeah, a guy I know, a friend of mine. He lives not far from me, as I said, and he seemed enthusiastic to do it. So awesome. Yeah, so that was the story behind how we came together, and it was Derek's idea. We're using the name Rupture because we are Rupture. It's us, and we can do whatever the fuck we want. And fuck the old fans, you're all scum.
Have I been active? Well, I always supported all my bands, always promoted them much as I could. All my bands, like Faces of Death and Dying Kings. Rupture was probably one of my favorite bands over the years. It's been 35 years since I left, since the first album, because I was active with them from 1989 to 92. I think the last Forceps EP came out in 1992. So it was time to do something for 35 years. So that's what it is. I've enjoyed it. We've got more coming. We're tracking more tracks, and we will see what will come out of it. I don't want to spoil it, but I think everybody's going to be surprised with the new stuff coming out. A bit of black metal influences there and there, but we're not going to go away from true Rupture style. Yeah, so we will see what will come out.
Yeah, so just hearing from the guys there about how there was, or how it sort of all built up again, and how they sort of got to the point where this release was allowed to happen. And just a quick one for you, Davros.
Yeah.
So there's been this in recent years, this sort of almost crossover between hardcore / crust and black metal. There's been like the what do you call it? Black and crust is a thing, and you got Dark Throne sort of in their so-called punk throne era.
Yeah. Well,
is this surprising to you that like you wouldn't think that they'd ever touch? That you wouldn't think they
not
would
really, because it's I like crossovers myself. It's you expanding more. You're not closing yourself to one style. You want to throw in a few more styles in there. That's why you hear like in my drumming in Rapture, right? There's lots of double bass, right? Because I am a metal drummer, right? I always love metal, Slayer and all that. I grew up on that, and Ball Thrower, yeah, man, that's like my favorite band. Dismember, man, all that stuff, and all those bands are actually punk based. They're coming out of the punk rock into hardcore and death metal. And
I think black metal's inherently like just extreme form of punk rock anyway. Really, isn't
it's like
it? Anti-establishment and
crossover to black metal. Man. Yeah. It's like I love those styles. Especially old school. I mean, I do listen to new stuff as well. The 7-string guitars. And I even like Fear Factory. They're a great band. Great footwork. On the double bass there. But black metal and thrash, probably my favorite.
Just like playing fast.
Yeah, man.
Now we did mention Zombo before, long-time bassist and backing vocalist, who's the only other living founding member of the band.
Yeah.
So Zombo is conspicuously absent from the new lineup. We did ask Stumbles whether he wasn't available or wasn't keen, and this is what he said.
Yeah, like I said, Derek reached out to Zombo about joining in. He said at first. I should say, look, there was a bit of falling out with everyone. Zombo sort of burned his bridges with everyone and moved on in his life, and so I hadn't much to do with him. He was still in touch with Derek though, and talking and stuff. And so Derek presented him with the idea, let's do some Rupture songs. Let's revive it, And I think, like me, he sort of went, what the fuck? That was a stupid idea. But but then I think he said, yeah, all right, okay, why not? And so me and Derek started making the music together. And then when we presented it to Zombo, he just went, nah, I'm not doing it. I think maybe Zombo wanted to do similar to the old stuff, which we're not now. What we're doing now is completely different. Similar, but different. It's an evolution process. And by the way, we don't give a fuck what anyone thinks of it. No shit, we don't. We're happy with it. That's all that matters. So maybe Zombo wants people out there happy with it. See, that's the difference. We don't give a fuck. So anyway, he pulled out and then actually started disparaging us a little bit on social medias and stuff. But that's all good. Who cares, man? You can go nuts. I don't care. I don't hate anyone, man. I love everybody. I love you all.
So there you go. So it's a 3-piece for the time being. And I'm not going to ask you if there's any, chance of, Zombo maybe returning to the lineup, but we'll see what happens in the future. Davros, yourself, you played on some of the earliest Rupture releases dating way back to the early 90s.
So we started in 90.
Permit.
We started in 1989.
Yeah.
Started jamming for like 12 months. We were doing like in my old house in Wangara. Yeah. Sweating in this small room, man, and just smashing it hard and, playing fast as we could, because we're big fans of Napalm Death's Scum album, we wanted to sound like this and we're big influence on that. And so
And so was it like the first 4 or 5 releases, or first 4 releases? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, back then it was, the major bands were influenced. It was like Swedish hardcore.
Yeah.
Infest, American.
Yeah, Infest were great. Yeah.
Infest were great. Yeah. We even did a cover, like, one of those, The Game, I think.
Yep. Yeah, The Game.
Yeah,
I know the song.
Yeah. So we did a cover, cool. Yeah, man, it's just like, brutal, fast, yeah.
So now it's swung full circle and you're back beating the Skins. I did ask, when I asked you to send you that bunch of questions, I did ask whether it felt like a rebirth or more like unfinished for the band, business for the band, and this is what.
So the new album is definitely continuation of style of 1992. Plenty of double bass, heavily influenced by Napalm Death, old Napalm Death, I would say. Scum, definitely. For me, anyway. Old Carcass, Symphony of Sickness, definitely. And old Bolt Thrower styles. I'm not saying about the guitars, but the drumming, definitely. So I was influenced by that in the 90s. I always want to do death metal. So Rupture styles come out of all those bands, I reckon, without the influence of Swedish punk rock. As you know, after I left, the guys never had a double bass metal drummer. They all were typical punk rock, D-beat or scum rock styles at the very end of it. So I want this album to sound like the first demo, Mass Slaughter Permit. Yeah, and it's a continuation of that. Like, what would have happened if I stayed? Didn't proceed with Faces of Death to achieve my death metal goals.
Yeah, and the rest is history. I guess you had Faces of Death throughout the 90s. And
with Eddie,
Yeah. Just, of course, Rupture's popularity or infamy, depending on who you talk to, did reach a crescendo in about the mid-90s, around about the time of the release of the Sex, Drugs and Rupture album. There was definitely a love-hate relationship with the Perth crowds, and probably just a hate relationship with a few venues around the place at the time. And locally, on more than one occasion during this period, I can remember Rupture would be the sole hardcore punk band on the bill with a whole bunch of metal bands. And, like the one that comes to mind is the Grosvenor Back Room. I remember going to a metal fest there, and they were the only hardcore punk band that could sort of.
We used to play all the time. Meltdown, and all like Face of Death, and there was heaps of bands. It was just all Allegiance. Can't forget about them.
It was kind of the fledgling metal scene of the 90s, which has grown into what it is today. But Rupture would. They'd be standing on the stage in front of a whole bunch of metalheads and slam out a 20-minute set, abuse the crap out of the audience, and then Gus, off, and we loved it.
Gus used to be pretty full on. I remember we did the first gig somewhere in Vic Park or somewhere, right? So what he did, he actually drank this liquid what makes you vomit, right? And he ate all these lentils, right? To go like, yeah, man, punk rock. So at the end of the set, he started vomiting, right? So he done a big check across the room, right? And the bouncers grabbed him and couldn't throw him out on the last song, man.
They're very GGL on that, wasn't it?
That's how Gus was full on, punching holes in the roof and, all sorts of things, man.
Yeah, we'll talk about the holes in the roof in a minute, but I actually put the question to Stumbles, whether it felt really special to be held in such a high esteem by a bunch of smelly metalheads like us, and this is what he said.
That's quite funny. I can't remember shit from back then. I think I've got Alzheimer's. We were hated from everyone, man. Like, people hated us. The venue owners fucking hated us. We were blacklisted from playing anywhere. The music rags, what was that? Express magazine, whatever. Everyone hated us. We basically started the whole fucking band to play music that we liked. With all our influences poured into it, all the bands we liked, we wanted to do music like that. And we did it, for the most part, with our amateur, untalented playing. And it was fun. And we didn't give a fuck what anyone thought of us. A few people liked us, I suppose, but most people hated us. Oh, it's so fucking abusive, isn't it? fuck off, Perth. Hey, look, sorry, Perth. Like back then, I hated you, but I think Perth's pretty cool now. I'd like to go back one day. Might get killed. Also, we triggered a lot of people because we deliberately set out to be like anti-PC, right? Anti-politically correct. Now these days you call that anti-woke, right? But that wasn't woke. Wasn't the word back then. Woke meant something completely different. Woke meant, back then, woke meant you're waking up to the bullshit, the brainwashing, the propaganda everywhere. Like you're waking up. Woke was a good word. Hey man, hey bro, you're woke. Yeah, that was good. Now it's been corrupted. Woke means politically correct, and so yeah, I'm anti-woke. I'm still anti-PC. I'm anti-woke completely. It's absolute bullshit. This world today. Nothing's organic. All the outrages and the fucking divisiveness in this society today is completely orchestrated from above. From the three, the fucking 3-letter agencies and the government. It's so fucking deliberately organised. So we're all fighting ourselves. We're all squabbling, blah, blah. Left versus right. Black versus white. Like, it's rubbish. There's only one enemy, right? And that's the pedos, like, in charge of it all. The fucking corrupt fucking scumbags who are controlling it all. The trillionaires. Should I say? The people with all the money. Yeah, they're scum.
Yeah.
Words of wisdom. Yeah. I mean, I can understand the sentiment. And that's what makes you want to write angry punk rock, really, isn't it?
It's all about,
Yeah.
expressions.
And, you're talking about holes in the roof and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That infamous gig at the Castle Hotel.
Oh, yeah. There's a video of it, too.
Yeah, there's video of it. It's in the documentaries as well. And but there was a live LP released in 2021. You're All Fucking Scum.
Yeah,
it was called.
Life. Yeah.
And, that was one of the ones that you and Zombo put together. And
No. There was somebody else. Yeah.
Okay. Somebody else.
But yeah, I've got a copy of it. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
No, it was just good to hear. Like, we heard all the commentary. It was good to hear the songs as part of it.
So the abuse, most of it's abuse.
Yeah, mostly abuse. Yeah,
not much music. It's just abuse.
Well, let's. It's probably time to chuck on another track from the album. This is Rupture. You're listening to RTRFM 92.1 Critical Mass. Keep it locked.
Sword, rifle in my hand, Performance returns to Pika this July with On Labour, live July 2 to 4. Featuring works by Grace Connors, Barbara Hostelek, Suchit Korkolsa and Sarah Rodigari. 4 artists, 3 nights, 1 moving multi-site performance, exploring artists' lived experiences of labour across Pika's gallery spaces. On Labour, come for the effort, feel the reward. Tickets are on sale now at pika.org.au, sponsors of RTRFM.
Yeah, very, very early Rupture there. From the that was from the split LP with Belching Beat, and yeah, those blast beats you were talking about.
Yeah.
And that track was called Dial and Image. I think there's about 10 or 11 tracks on that that album. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, originally come out on the vinyl.
Yeah.
Then was re-released on the CD. Couple times, I think. Yeah,
I'm not sure when. Like, I got the CD, but I can't remember when it was
Lust
re-released.
and Hate. Yeah, there was the bonus tracks there.
That had the Lust and Hate. It had Split with Belching Beat, and it had the handful of tracks that were off the compilation.
Yeah.
So that was Dial and Image. And up the very top, we heard another track from Desperate Fucking Losers. We heard. Can't tell if I'm still smiling now that the flesh has rotted from my skull.
And there was Impact Winter Scream there.
Yeah, I heard the Impact Winter Screams from Greg on that one.
Yes.
We haven't actually heard much from Greg, the vocalist in this revamped lineup. For anybody not familiar with Impact Winter, they were around in the late 1990s and early 2000s. Their music can only be described as heinous, in a good way, of course. And
only one black metal band, it was at the time.
Impact Winter and Pagan were the only ones at the time that I, that kind of apocalyptic black metal that I vaguely remember about. Greg's piercing black metal shrieks were pretty unique, and we asked him how easy or difficult it was to adapt his vocal style for the hardcore punk of Rupture. This is what he came back with.
It's always a lot of fun to test yourself and do different vocal styles. I'll admit at first, I kind of struggled to work out the hardcore vocals, but I thought it was essential for anything released as Rupture to include that, so I just worked at it until it sounded right. The music itself clearly has a melding of aggressive hardcore and black metal, and the vocals reflect that. Keep in mind, I've always been into hardcore music. When I first started, we played several shows of hardcore bands like Brown Demon, Dead Babies and Vomit, and of course Rupture. Black metal has changed a lot from what it was back then. When we started, it was just the fastest and most aggressive music out there. So it should be obvious why we were into hardcore. It was closer to what we were doing than the relatively slower death metal of the time.
Yeah, and that those two bands, Impact Winter and Pagan, were they were really breaking new ground, I guess, paving the way for all the black metal bands that are sort of around today. So Rupture's got one release under its belt with a new lineup and some new material in the wings. Given that this looks set to continue at least in the near future, we also asked Greg if this album was a one-off session for Rupture or whether he was now the permanent vocalist moving forward, and this is what he said.
We haven't discussed anything of those explicit terms. I don't think I've ever been in a band where we did. It's not like we have managers and employment contracts. This is all DIY. But we are currently working on a full-length album, so I'll be doing vocals for a while longer yet.
Good to hear.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I reckon
a few tracks already been almost done. There's 3 songs almost been done. Now we're waiting for Greg to smash some vocals on it.
Right,
yeah.
cool.
But there's going to be like 10, I reckon. And, it's going to be a longer songs.
Full-length album?
Yeah. It's going to be longer songs too. I just wanted to try that black metal, I don't know, styles of longer, hypnotic.
Atmospheric?
Yeah, hypnotic, atmospheric, yeah.
This is going to be interesting.
Yeah, like long blast beats and, I don't know. We're experimenting.
Like
so.
I said, the proof is in the pudding. So, when we'll, chuck us out
I'm
our way.
looking forward to hear the whole lot, it's exciting. But, we're supposed to stop up to this one, because that's supposed to be one-off, right? For the 30 years or 35 years, whatever, But then, we just said, what? Why don't we just keep going, see what's going to happen next?
Yeah, sounds good.
And so I just tracked more and more. Keep sending tracks to Stumbles, and he just comes out with more guitars. And
from where I sit, any Rupture is better than no Rupture. So, speaking of black metal, I felt compelled to ask Greg about one of my personal favourite videos that keeps popping up in my YouTube feed, and that is the Backyard Blasphemy, in which Impact Winter performed their final show to date in a tin shed at someone's party in Perth in 2010. Didn't look to me like there was too much soundproofing in that garage, so I was really curious about whether they had any noise complaints from the neighbours when they played that show, and this is what he said.
I don't think so. That was filmed on, it was basically a farm. I don't think any cows complained. But speaking of noise complaints, I'll never forget the gig Impact when I did with Rupture and Dead Babies and Vomit in the 90s, the Black Christmas gig on Christmas Eve, where like halfway through the set, this red-faced middle-aged skinhead in an SAS t-shirt stormed onto the stage and tried to shut it all down. He was shouting, "Stop it, just stop it!" And I'm not sure what set him off so bad. Maybe we woke him up. But I did hear the venue refuse to have any more original bands after that show for whatever reason. And there has been multiple occasions, lots of Perth metalheads that I've jammed with can attest to this, where the police were called when we were jamming. Sometimes even when I didn't have an amplified mic, I'm pretty loud. And I assume it's because, I don't do the typical black metal scary demon vocals. Instead, I sound like a person being tortured to death.
Yep, true.
That's fantastic. Yeah. We just had a complaint from one of the cows. Just sent in an SMS.
Oh,
not really. No, we haven't had any SMSs tonight. 0405 921 921. If you're interested in getting in touch, or you can send an email to studio@rtrfm.com.au. We'd love to hear from you. So probably time to hear another track from the album.
Yeah, go for it, man.
This is the first track on the album.
Yeah.
Gonna Gut You Out.
It's a violent one too.
Violent one too. Yeah, lots of blood, lots of stabbing, and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Enjoy. You're listening to Critical Mass on RTRFM 92.1.
What's that?
Yeah. That was Gonna Guts You Out, the opening track from Rupture's album from last year, Desperate Fucking Losers, with the new revamped lineup. You were talking about unreleased material that you've been mentioning. So just to reiterate, it's going to be, you're looking at a full length.
Oh yeah, that's should be like, it should be a big one. Yeah, some of the songs are pretty long. Going over 6 minutes. We're experimenting. With the new stuff. Lots of fast. Lots of heavy. We'll see.
Pretty keen to hear.
Oh yeah, it's definitely is going to be a blast.
Excellent.
Yeah, so
excellent.
We're all looking forward to it. It's taking us a while because everybody's got their own things to do. Some of us work, some of us study. Some of us drinking beer for living.
Yeah.
I wish.
It was, like I said, it was just actually getting this to happen. It would have been great to do a Zoom or something like that, but it was just so hard getting everyone at the same time. Even me, we were struggling, so we just end up like, why don't we just pre-record it? Then getting us, because like Greg works and Shift works, and it's hard to get him. It's all of us are all over the place. Does that actually rule out the possibility of gigs or tours or anything?
We
like
have
that?
talked about it. We have, and it will take lots of work, but it's doable. But we'll see. I don't know.
Oh, we'll see. Hey, it's 17 minutes past 10 on RTRFM 92.1, the sound alternative. Pete Lancaster's my name. We have Davros in the studio talking about the Rupture album, which was released last year. Desperate Fucking Losers. 0405 921 921 if you want to shoot us a text. And it looks like Rory from Bustleton has shot us a text. Yes, loving the interview. He wishes I was a bit older and could have experienced some of these older bands in the 90s and early 2000s. Yes, there were definitely some seeds planted in those times, but a lot of them have been getting back together in recent years as well. So
back then, we used to do gigs together, like punk and metal.
It was all.
Now it's separate. I don't know why.
It is separate now. It
was more variety.
The separate scenes have evolved over time, I think. But thanks for getting in touch, Rory. Really appreciate hearing from you.
Thanks, man.
And the last to put a full stop on it. You've got like a cover that you've done of
that's
Polish
very
band.
Special.
How do you pronounce their name?
Well, it's Shakira.
Shakira.
But the translation is like axe, like battle axe, right? So back in '89 when I came to Australia, like '87 and all that, I bought heaps of tapes. I've recorded them all standing in the crowd with my little tape deck, because back then, in a communist state, the government wouldn't release any of those bands because, they were controversial, political,
troublemakers.
Yeah. So, anarchists, true anarchists, So the only way we could listen to those bands back then was trading tapes from the gigs. And there was a big trading tapes, like in the 90s black metal. Everybody was trading tapes of these new black metal bands and all these death metal demos and all that stuff. And there was the same thing going on in Poland. So I bought some tapes and we were listening with Stumbles and Gus, and we were like, yeah, man, that band, it has influenced us, right? So the next song, it's called
Attack.
That's right. Yeah, that's it's Attack. Yeah. The song is about it's calling you to go on the street and face attack, right? To defend yourself to incoming attack. You can interpretation any way you want, but it relates to martial law and demonstrations in the 80s. anti-government demonstrations in the 80s, which were, the military police and all that stuff. So, it's a very special song.
Cool.
Yeah.
And it was. It's actually up on the Facebook page, isn't it?
Yeah.
And there's a video for it.
Yeah, there is a YouTube video as well. Stumbles made it all up. It's like it's pretty tough. It looks
cool.
pretty cool.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to have a listen to that to finish
man.
off.
Go for
look,
it.
thanks for coming in, man.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Putting a few exclamation points on. Some of the material that we recorded,
fantastic.
and look forward to hearing the new material when it comes out.
Yeah.
You know where to find us. And we fantastic if it did actually bloom into gigs, tours, all that sort of stuff.
I'll let you know. And you can buy the physical copy of the new album. Just go through the Bandcamp, YouTube, usual places. Just go for it. Have a look, man. It's all there. All everything is there, man.
Cool. Okay.
Go for it. Yeah.
Thanks, mate.
Thank you.
And this is a cover of Shakira. And the track is called Attack. Enjoy.
I just want to say something. Yeah. Greg actually sang that in Polish.
Right. So he had to learn Polish.
So he actually done an excellent job to actually sing it in Polish. We heard a English version. Right?
Yeah.
But it wasn't sound.
It doesn't sound the same, does it? Yeah.
So Greg done fantastic job on it. He learned the lyrics, and it's awesome, man.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Take care. DAVROS out.
Okay, this is Rupture with Attack. You're on RTRFM. Yeah, that was cool. That was Rupture's cover version of Shakira's Attack, which was a Polish song, sung entirely in Polish by Greg and the Rupture lads. Thanks to Davros for coming in, and thanks to the other guys as well for contributing. Hopefully we cannot wait to hear the new material as it comes out. You are listening to RTRFM 92.1, the sound alternative. Pete Lancaster's my name. Just over a half an hour of Critical Mass left